So how do you manage your finances when you're moving to a side hustle? So one of the things that I'm a big fan of is giving yourself a lifeline. You want to build a lifeline into your plan, which is you're going to set yourself up for success. And what I mean by that is that you're currently if you're currently working for a paycheck, a monthly salary, you're used to a certain amount of money coming in, and a lot of people like the idea that they can increase the size of that amount that comes in, and they want to have more freedom, or they want to be more rewarded or more valued for the work that they do. Perfectly reasonable and absolutely understandable. What you need to calculate in though is when you're doing this thing from a side hustle, you're removing that safety net. You're removing that, nice comfort blanket of, well, I just get this money each month and that's fine. This is the thing, it's you're not made to push with that kind of incentive structure. But if you're moving into the side hustle, the reason that there's a different incentive structure is you're getting highly rewarded for the full value of what you bring to the table. But that means that comes at a price, and that price is you're not guaranteed to get all the work straight away, and you don't have that safety net of a salary. So you've got a choice to make. Do you want to, on one hand, stay employed and have the safety net, and I know what I'm getting in, which is a lower amount, usually lower than your value? Or do you want a higher amount, which is more in line with your value, and an unlimited upside to getting growth and becoming financially free and getting out of this thing called the rat race? But it comes with a caveat, and that caveat is you're not guaranteed to get this money. So this again, we'll cover it off in the mindset part of it, but on the planning part of it, what you want to do is budget yourself enough time to make big impact to get that money in that matches your value, and you want to build in enough of a safety net that you can make that happen without the financial pressure causing you to go back to your old job or to panic about where you're going to get your next money in for your bills. So one of the things that I'm a big fan of is go and start to save up enough money that you can put away 6 months worth of what you need to cover your bills. One of the other things that you can do to maximize this is actually go and find out what are must haves in your life and what are nice to haves that you can cut. So if there's things that are luxury items that you're spending money on monthly that you're not really using, or you could go without because you're busy on this side hustle, then cut them out. Just cancel those subscriptions, get rid of those memberships that you're not using, get rid of any of the fat that's on your expenses and bring your expenses down. And then what to also do is um, start to save some money. To imagine what you would need for 6 months. So say you're just keeping numbers round, say your bills were £1,000 a month, then save up £6,000 before you go full tilt, which gives you 6 months worth of money to go from, right, I'm going full time at this, to it needs to be a success because I need to pay my bills. What that allows you to do is allows you the freedom to do it. Now, one of the other strategies that I like is if you have the ability to do this, you want to get into your side hustle and do it after you finish your work. And what that means is you can start to get income generation whilst you're working. And this is a twofold effect. You can save the money that you would have done traditionally in the with you cutting the fat and putting aside some money, but also you can take the income stream, which is from your side hustle, and you can actually see it starting to work, and you can make little assessments and tweaks. Can I spend a wee bit more money in advertising whilst I'm working and I have this spare cash, or am I better just banking that cash and giving myself a bigger buffer? And what happens is you can run the two of them concurrently, and that means that you now are getting proof that your side hustle works and your ability to scale, whilst also simultaneously saving and giving yourself more of a lifeline. That gives you a strategy that you can actually work with and know that you're giving yourself enough time for success. There's a lot of the times that when I've spoken to people who've given this a try and it's not worked, one of the things that what happens is they've got a really good idea, they've got a really good service or product, they're actually exceptional themselves. They've got everything dialed in, but they've just not given themselves enough time. And this is what happens. They expect it will happen in a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and that they just didn't have enough time before they had to pay those bills, and then they were stuck. What do you do? And one of the things that I like to do is say, look, either save enough money if that's possible to bank it and give yourself that buffer, or run it concurrently at small scale to get proof of concept, proof that this works, and then reinvest that money back in. And that's going to get you through all sorts of the main problems. Because if you've got the side hustle and it's working and you've got the proof, then you know it will work. You just need to give it enough time for it to happen.